Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan, and we are here to practice Wudang Taiji. I started a new series yesterday where we're going to go through in more detail several of the key movements from the form, and then we'll go through quite a bit more, including some of the philosophy behind the movements and some more advanced topics. I'm going to say it that way. Applications, for the most part. So we have quite a bit that I can put under this broad umbrella. We're going to start this morning with my coffee, which I'm going to have my coffee, and I've already had some. And then we're going to do some stretches, and then we'll work on cloud hands a little bit more. Worked on that yesterday. A few more things to talk about with that. So when we start talking about fundamentals, 旁语吉安，再来就靠进推右走零。These 13 postures are the foundation of Tai Chi, and that's all Tai Chi systems. So spending some time working on the first 4 of those, Pang, Lu, Ji, An, is something that I've probably spent, I don't know, I'm going to say probably 20 odd years working on. So we could put a little time to it. Start out with some stretches first. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Not much, just a little. Relax. Stand straight. Hand circle to the front. And back around both sides. Up along center line. Follow the hands. Talked about this quite a bit yesterday. Follow the hands. Stretch, bend the knees, open the hips, relax the back, relax the neck, roll up. Smooth, continuous movement. Nothing sharp. Everything fully extended, but not overextended. As you roll up, try to relax the upper body as much as possible until that particular vertebra needs to be stacked on the one below it. So upper body and shoulders are still very relaxed. As I build up, now I have to engage the shoulders a little bit and reach up again. One more time. Fingertips up and drop the elbows. Drop the wrists. Fingertips down along the center line. Hands return to your sides. All right, with, excuse me, with cloud hands, Pang, Ji, Lu, An, ward off, press, pull down, push. One of the, I'm going to talk about this a little bit because this doesn't look like very much. Cloud hands. If you're watching someone who's engaged in, let's say, a different type of art. They're doing punches, they're doing blocks, they've got kicks, they're heavy bag, they're doing all kinds of things, which has value. I'm not saying it doesn't have value. And then we have this. What's that? Ward off. Ward off has the intent to repel. Pump. 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 It's buoyant. It's not a slap. There's value in that. There's some application to using the wrist, but that's not what we're doing with this. This is pung. This is pung, right? Pung. Pung. Press. Press has the idea of remaining connected. So where pung has that buoyancy and a little bit of repelling, bye, go away. Press stays, press sticks. And that's actually another technique in Tai Chi push hands, is sticking. Being able to, and not with my rings on, being able to take my hand and stick to my opponent. Wherever my opponent goes, I go, my hand stays there. Being able to do that is a skill that we practice. It's a skill that we learn. So, pump, that little bounce, G, press, Lu, pull down. Very much that sense, I've got something here and I'm pulling down. Alright, pull down. An, push. Pull, push. Push, we all pretty much understand. It's push. Right. The direction is down and out. Push. It's not this. Right? We can pump, we can use this upward and outward energy for push, downward and out. Put that into the movement. This is where, and I'm going to turn around so you can practice with me. This is where intent comes in. As we practice, I'm going to turn around, we're going to do this. As we practice, each time we come through one of these four movements, think about what that movement is supposed to be doing, what the energy behind that movement is. Pump, G, and feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Remember to bend the knees, open the hips. Toes should be turned out just a little bit, not to the 45, maybe 30, 35. Keep your knee over the toes and turn to the left. Right hand up, left hand down. Turn. Hum. Ji. Lu. And ward off, press, pull down, push. Sink, turn the whole body. down and push. Open the back. Keep the shoulders down. Through the legs, push out from the inside, in from the outside. Keep the upper legs open. Keep the knee over the toes. Everything moves. Hands are moving, arms are moving, shoulders, back, waist, hips, leg, knee, ankle, foot, everything's moving. Sink and turn. Press down and turn. 2 more. Last time. The left hand comes down, right hand stays down, both hands center. Straighten. As you turn, I've talked about this already, but I'm going to talk about it some more. We have several things going on. So there's stuff going on with the legs, right? Waist has to be engaged. And then what's the most visible and yet still not too visible, the hands and the upper body, right? So weight transfer is fundamental for Tai Chi. I've talked about some fundamental exercises. I'm going to give one again right now for practicing that weight transfer. If your weight cannot be transferred smoothly, none of your movements will appear smooth. If your weight's not well distributed, your movements will appear awkward and off balance. We don't want any of that. Feet about shoulder width apart. They should not be wide. Okay, we're gonna do some walking exercise. Okay, so basically your hips are going to tell you where to put your feet. My hips are here, my legs are here. If my leg drops down straight, that's about where my feet are. That's what you want. Right? Now, talked about that weight transfer. Shift your weight. I'm going to say right, you're going to go to your right, I'm going to go to my left. So I'm going to mirror you. Okay? Just for this one. Shift your weight to the right. All your weight on the right leg. Let go all but the toes. Leave the toes. And shift back. As you shift back, push against your foot. Push against this foot to push the foot down. And transfer back, all right? Transfer, you're going to your left. All the weight comes over, leave the toes. All right? Everything's there. Now, push again. Push into the foot. To push it down and transfer the weight. Just one more time. Transfer all the weight to your right side. Release the left. All the weight's over here. Push. Transfer here. Release the right leg. Now push. All right, as you push down, this here, engage all of the leg muscles all the way down the leg. What this does is to help strengthen your leg so that as you're doing the stepping exercise, which I haven't given yet, as you're doing this exercise, you more deliberately engage the lower part of your body. Because it's a stepping exercise, works the lower part of your body, right? Okay? So, we just one more time, and then I'm going to get this exercise. Transfer your weight. You're going to your right. Release your left foot. Bend the knee. Now push, like you were going up a set of steps. Push into the foot and down through the heel. Shift the weight. Release the foot. Push. All the way through the heel. Okay, now you can do whatever you like with your hands. I'm going to put mine here, lower Tantian. I work this exercise with my hands behind my back. You can, again, I'm not going to give a hand position other than put your hands someplace they're out of your way, because you're not supposed to be using them. All right? You're going to go to your right side. I'm going to go to my left. Transfer the weight to the right side. This time, instead of raising the toes, instead of going up on the toes, you're going to go up on the heel. Turn the toes to the 45. And transfer the weight back. Push into the foot. This is push into the foot. Engage everything back here. Push. Push through the leg. Make your leg work. It's supposed to be working. It's exercise, right? Push through the leg. Release. Right? We just did this. Except now, I'm going to have you pick it up. Little circle. Put it down in the front. Push. Push through the back heel. Push into the front heel. Both legs are working. Shift back and shift front. Shift back, push. Shift back and push. One more time. Shift back, push with the back leg and push into the floor with the front leg. Push. All right. This one stepping method, right, will give you a good sense of what we're doing here. Flat hands. We're not stepping, right? We are using the exact same weight transfer, right? Push and push. Push through the leg. Again, each time the leg circles, we have a figure 8. When we're stepping going forward, It's here. For what we're doing with cloud hands, that figure 8 is here. It's fairly easy. Once you can see it, it's fairly easy to follow. For cloud hands, start here, come around from the back through the center, come around the toes, around the back of the heel, again through the center. So if I could draw a figure 8, my feet would be in the middle of the 8, right? One here, circle here, and come around. So that this is a continuous circle, transferring the weight through the center, as your knee describes the outside pattern of that 8. Knees over the toes. All right, the secret, if you will, to being able to do these exercises reasonably well is knowing what you should be doing, which I'm trying to talk about here, and then actively using that. So yesterday I talked a little bit about the physiology in the leg and what we want to engage. As we're bending the leg, a lot of folks will tend to bend forward. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm looking for the chair. There's a chair back here somewhere, isn't there? No, there's no chair. Okay, so we have this, not this. Right? And not this. Right? I'm going to bend my knees. No, you have to bend this. The hips have to bend too, right? The hips have to be open. In order for this to, right? The secret to that particular move is to open the hip. You have to pull up through here and open the hip so that your legs can open. All right? But where I was going with that is this big muscle here in the back of the leg. If you can engage that as you go down, right? I'm here. This is holding. It pulls up, it holds. This pushes out. Most of the work is back here. The more work I can transfer to the back of my leg, the better my holding strength to the front, the lower my stances can get. Right? So engaging the back of the leg here, right? It's much easier to stay here. I'm okay in a horse. It's okay. It's a high horse stance. I can go a little bit lower. I'm not going down to. I'm not going all the way down just yet. I'm working on it. All right. The point is, at this point, you've engaged more of the muscles in the back of your leg than in the front, giving you greater stability and greater ability to stay there, to sustain that stance. All right. Now, just as I was doing, as I was talking, I'm going to be asking a little bit later that we're going to do exactly that. So as certain explanations are coming forward, I'm giving certain explanations, you might be asked to just hold the posture. Develops the leg strength, and it gives a sense that there's something in addition to just that particular move, which in fact you don't learn until you can do it. So, right, I'm here. I'm going to hold this. I'm basic horse stance. Right. Knowing what I need to do to stay here. I can tell you about it, but you have to learn it for yourself, because I can't hold you. There's no reaching through the camera for me to help support your lower back. It's not going to happen. I can't, push if you're turning your leg out, I can't push it in for you. You have to do that. So paying attention to the details, and yeah, I just adjusted that. All right. Pay attention to the details. I'm going to turn around. We'll do this a couple more times. Pay attention to the transfer through the legs. Use your legs, right? Sink. Turn. Left side, right hand up. Use the legs. Turn. Turn. Every time you turn, push down through the leg. Use the whole leg. Engage it. Pull up through the body. Push down through the legs. Inside pushes out. Outside pushes in. Keep your back straight. 2 more. Turn. Use the legs, push. Last time. Push. Center. And straight. As you engage the legs through this, also, we start out, pay attention to Panglu Jian, right? Upper body. I moved along to, let's talk about what we're doing with lower body. I'm trying to get closer to the camera, and I have to be shorter. I'd be here. There we go. All right, so we talked about this idea of keeping centered, upper body, and Panglu Jian, Pang, Ji, Lu, and these concepts, this ward off, press, pull down, push, are fundamental to every Tai Chi system. They're done a little bit differently. Every system has its own particulars, its own emphasis, but the concepts, part of every Tai Chi system. The leg work that we're doing, also, I'm going to venture that's part of every Tai Chi system. I know it's for Wudang and for Yang, and every other system moves in a circle. The particulars for how I'm saying to use the leg, some of that is mine, because I know that's what you're supposed to do. I've been practicing for a while. Some of it is, again, this fundamental, everything moves in a circle, and the movement is continuous. So we think about that for just a second. I gave stepping method. I'll get my hands out of the way. Gave stepping shift, open the toes, circle to the front, transfer forward, shift back. Open the toes, transfer forward, right? I gave one side, that's the other side. That pattern is a figure 8. As we're moving. The pattern that we have for cloud hands is this figure 8. Think about this. If we shift right and we shift left, we're in a linear pattern. We have to stop and start again. Tai Chi doesn't use linear very often. There are some things, but for the most part, it's a circle. It's going to be a circle. So if this is a circle, I don't ever stop. I get to the furthest point, and then I can turn and come back. There's no shift, 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 shift. Not in Tai Chi. We're not doing that. So this continuous pattern through the legs, using the legs, engaging them, and then thinking about this concept of what's this really doing? What am I doing with this? This is Pang, Ji, Lu, An, the 4 corners from the 13 postures. It's fundamental. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope you're kind of enjoying this type of class. If not, let me know and I'll do something else. But I'm hopeful that this is going to be informative, and that people who might be practicing another Tai Chi system may also gain some benefit. Even you're practicing a little bit cloud hands with me, practice your own system. But keep in mind the things that I'm pointing out, and if it's something that's specific for Wudang, I will call that out. Appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.